mean, how do you balance getting these guys ready for a game and making sure they're on the right page and progressing together over the next several months as you get ready?
Well, I think the next several months are critical from a player standpoint of the leadership within the unit, understanding what we need to do to be successful on offense, defense, and special teams. And I think that we have the right leadership in place within our team to hit camp in shape and ready to go.
I am curious. Have you had a chance to talk to Moore and Samuel? I know this is probably an emotional time for them, having gone through that and some of the reports that are out there. Have you talked to them, and do you have a sense that they're going to be okay mentally after what they were just kind of put through over the last couple
Well,
of
I've
weeks?
talked to both young men, and the gross inaccuracies of the state newspaper sickens me to take a shot at the University of South Carolina. And those two young men, since I've been in Columbia, have been phenomenal young men in how they've handled their business. They've been no issues for me. I talked to both of the young men on the day that the article was printed, and Deebo said, "Coach, I wasn't there. I trust our guys." He wasn't there. And Skai said, "Coach, I was there, but I didn't feel like I did anything wrong. I tried to defuse the situation." The investigating officer commended Skai. Let me say that again. Commended Skai on his behavior and how he handled a very hostile situation. Okay. That day, I called Steve Fink. I said, "Steve, I think our guys represented us the right way. How do we attack this?" He had heard from a police spokesman for the Columbia Police Department that said that they had told the state newspaper, "You really don't need to run this because this is the account of one person in the bar that night. One person's opinion of what happened." It was totally incorrect. Okay? So I called Mark Lett, the editor of the state paper. I said, "Mark, this is on Tuesday. You really messed this one up." I said, "Deebo Samuel wasn't there, and I think within the investigation, we're going to find out Skai Moore didn't do a whole lot of anything." He wanted to stand by his story. He wanted to stand by the incident report, which that's what it was. After he was told, and his people at the paper were told, "You really don't need to run this because this is really inaccurate and could be really wrong." Since that time, we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard an apology. We haven't heard a retraction. And I think it's sickening to me that these two young men have been put through this and they've done nothing wrong. But it's not about getting the story right or the factual information. It's about running the story first. That's really what it boils down to. And, I look at the state newspaper like the National Enquirer now. I mean, seriously. Isn't that the magazine that like they date aliens and stuff? Something like that. They come up with these sensational stories that aren't true. And then they don't back up anything with factual evidence to say, "You know what, we were wrong on this situation." But it's gross to what they've done to these two young men. And, we expect an apology or a retraction. And I don't know that we've had one. Maybe we've had, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't subscribe to the National Enquirer or the state paper, so it doesn't really affect me until something comes across my radar. No offense to any of you guys that write for the state or the National Enquirer.
Will, have there been any talks with the police?